In this video, we provide an overview of subdivision street repaving and the Special Assessment District, or SAD, program. This program is established by state law and creates a framework for the Road Commission for Oakland County, or RCOC, to pave subdivision streets. RCOC has jurisdiction of subdivision streets only in the townships in Oakland County. It does not have jurisdiction over these roads in cities or villages. However, first it's important to understand how roads are paid for in Michigan. State law has designated certain tax revenues to pay for roads. The state collects fuel taxes, vehicle registration fees, and other revenues and distributes the funding to road agencies in Michigan. This state-collected funding is the Road Commission's primary source of funding. It does not receive any revenue from property taxes. State law distributes these funds based on the type of road, such as primary roads, local roads, and subdivision streets. According to state formulas, RCOC receives approximately $11,000 per mile per year for subdivision streets, which is only enough to pay for routine maintenance activities such as pothole patching and snow plowing. That does not leave enough state funding to pay for subdivision street repaving, which typically costs at least $1.5 million per mile. Since the state road funding is not enough to repave subdivision streets, state law addresses that need through Michigan Public Act 246 of 1931. This law allows property owners to petition road commissions to create special assessment districts and authorizes road agencies to assess the residents to repave eligible streets. A special assessment district, or SAD, is a group of residents that requests to have their public roads repaved. RCOC does not initiate SADs on its own. They must be initiated by property owners, and RCOC is neutral to the outcome, but provides support for the process. Prior to the statutory requirements in the state SAD law, RCOC takes a number of steps to help the residents get the process started. The process begins with a property owner submitting an expression of interest form that helps identify the streets interested in a special assessment district. For the process to proceed, the expression of interest form must include signatures from at least 51% of the owners of the properties fronting the road or roads in the proposed SAD. If there is sufficient interest, the Road Commission will prepare and share with the property owners a cost proposal. The cost proposal may take a year or more to prepare. The administrative and engineering costs incurred during this time will only charge to the property owners if the SAD is established and the project proceeds to construction. At the point that the cost proposal is shared with property owners, the formal SAD process established by Michigan Public Act 246 of 1931 begins. Property owners may then request a petition form to initiate the project and choose which streets they would like included in the project. Once the petition is provided to property owners, streets can no longer be added or removed from the project. Petitions are circulated by members of the community. RCOC does not circulate petitions or collect signatures. Per the state law, a valid petition to initiate an RCOC SAD must contain signatures representing more than 51% of the property frontage along each street included in the petition. All owners of a parcel must sign for the parcel to be counted, including co-owners. If one street fails to collect sufficient petition signatures, the whole petition fails. Petitions must be circulated and returned to RCOC within 90 days. If the RCOC board determines a petition to be valid, a public hearing on objections will be held. After the hearing, if the RCOC board determines the SAD should proceed, those who oppose the project can petition RCOC to reconsider the board's determination. State law provides a 10-day period to circulate and submit petitions seeking reconsideration. If a project proceeds, RCOC will finalize the construction plans and estimated costs and advertise the project for construction bids. After receipt of the construction bid, the RCOC board will prepare the apportionment of costs for each property owner and hold a hearing on objections. Based on the information presented at the hearing, the RCOC board will determine whether or not to confirm the apportionment of costs. If the apportionment of costs is confirmed, the project will move forward to construction. So, how are the assessments determined? RCOC establishes a base lot unit. Based on the average size of the road frontage of lots within the SAD, all lots are assessed at least the base lot amount. Lots with road frontage greater than the base lot will receive a slightly higher assessment. This method has continued to be approved by the Michigan Tax Tribunal. Per state law, assessments are billed once per year over 10 years with an annual 6% simple interest rate applied to the unpaid balance. Payments typically are due in the fall. Each installment will be the total assessment divided by 10, plus interest on the remaining balance. No interest is charged on the first installment. The second installment will be the largest, with the payments decreasing annually as the unpaid balance decreases, and thus, the amount of interest charged decreases. For example, for an assessment of $30,000 for the base lot, the first year's assessment would be $3,000. The second year's payment would be $4,620, the remaining balance divided by the number of years remaining plus 6% simple interest per year. The third year's payment would be $4,440, and so forth. The Oakland County Treasurer's Office invoices and collects the assessments as the agent for the Road Commission. Assessments will not appear on your property tax bill. Assessments may be paid off early to reduce the amount of interest owed. Unpaid assessments will be subject to penalty and interest. The Road Commission will repair or replace any defective pavement during the 15 years following completion of the project. On a yearly basis, RCOC reviews SADs under warranty to see if repairs are needed as part of the annual SAD repair program. To learn more about the RCOC SAD process, please call the Road Commission's Subdivision Improvement and Development Division at 248-645-2000, extension 2270.